Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm actually kind of pissed off because I just I just finished making this video. It took me 45 minutes to do this, and I gave it my all. I felt like it was a banger. I go to review it, and apparently my mic was on mute. So there's that. So it's been about 5-10 minutes after the fact. So excuse me if my energy's been a little sour throughout this video because we're doing this all over again, back to back. All right, here we are with Committed MMA. We got UFC Fight Night, Jan versus Figueiredo. This starts November 23rd, and this is recorded on the 21st. So when it comes to the betting odds and whatnot, things might be different from when you're watching it Friday morning. So this fight is going to be in Galaxy Arena. This is in Macau, China. Just from the looks of the arena, it actually looks pretty sick just from the outside. But expect a lot of bangers on this fight. I'm actually really pumped. There was a lot of fights that I didn't know about prior, and I did my research. Some of the prospects, some of the prelims. There's a lot of Asian fighters that I didn't know prior, so it was cool to check that out. But yeah, prelims start at midnight Pacific time, or 3 a.m. for the East Coasters. If you want to just watch the main card, make sure you've had some coffee or wake up early, because the main card starts at 3 a.m. Pacific time or 6 a.m. Eastern. Now us North Americans know what it's like for the UK people that have to, stay up way late to, watch those Las Vegas cards. Next up, we're going to recap UFC 309. So we predicted 8 out of 12. Not that great, not that terrible. Although we did bet on two underdogs that did pull through, Miller and Mora. Miller just being an OG, crazy. He wants to do 50 fights in the UFC, and he's got it doesn't seem like he has CTE in any sense. I mean, things could obviously change, but he seems well versed when he speaks. Anyways, that's besides the fact. He retired the Leech, basically. Leech moving up a weight division, trying to find a new spark, just couldn't do it. And Miller just took advantage and took him out. Retired him out. Kind of upsetting, though, because he didn't get a speech. Same thing with Stipe, too. Legend or not, people that have put their time in, I think they get at least a couple minutes, at least, just to say their goodbyes. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Araujo showed her experience in that fight. I really thought Karine was gonna win it, but it looked good in the beginning, but Karine just didn't have enough in the end. The experience took a toll on that one. Another one was the Martinez fight. I actually had for bets, I wasn't going with Martinez, but I thought Martinez won that fight. I could be wrong with that, but I have to look back at it. But the beginning rounds, Martinez was getting pieced, and then I thought later on, Martinez was able to capitalize on the coasting times. Denise has no legs. He's basically like a potato once he's taken down on the floor. You just lay on him like a fucking mat, and it's fine. He's literally moving around, not doing anything with his legs. This is his legs, just doing this, nothing. And this is Tybura, he's just happy just being here. Tybura's just happy being there too. No, I'm just kidding. Tybura put a fucking beating on Denise, and that's because Denise has no idea how to retain guard and try and get back up, try and get to the fence. Use the fence to get up, do anything. Use your legs. You're a big guy. But yeah, fraud check for sure. I went with Denise. I don't know why. I thought he'd be able to do a little bit more on the feet, but is what it is. I thought Tybura, his entries aren't that great, but he got it done. Never betting on Gall ever again. But he just gets knocked out. Just like that. And I didn't even think the other guy was much of a striker. He's more of a ground guy. He just takes things down to the ground. He's aggressive, just wants to get you to the fence, take you to the ground, etc. But wow, Gall, just never betting on Gall again. And I should have went with Jones too. I should have went with my brain and not my heart. I wanted the upset. I really did. So I put money on that. So I was really believing it, man. But you know, age took a toll. Miocic is not the same fighter as obviously he was in his prime. If it was his prime versus, you know, Jones's prime, like if this is his prime right now, I think Miocic would take him for sure. You know, the Miocic that took on Daniel Cormier. I think it would have been a good fight. But it is what it is. Jones is a fucking legend. Can't deny him. He can make his decisions whether he wants to duck or not. But yeah, that was the card 309. If you enjoy this kind of content, bets and predictions, card rips, we're going to do some fighter tier lists and much more. Feel free to hit the subscribe and hit the noties. Let me know what you think. Who's your favorite fighter, or who do you think is going to be the new champions of 2025? Do you have a favorite fighting team? Let me know. Moving on. Who's your favorite fighter of all time? I'll let you know who mine is. No, I'm just kidding. Most definitely not. Anyways, we're going to start the card with Hayisaer Maheshate versus Nikolas Motta. We're starting things off here. Maheshate from China, 10-3. Nikolas Motta from Brazil, 14-5. Maheshate is 24. Nikolas is 31. Both have similar stance, reach, and height. While Maheshate is a counter striker, 3-2 in his last 5. He fights on the outside, but isn't scared for a firefight. And note, he is a Chinese fighter, so this is going to be a Chinese card. Expect the Chinese to really try and make waves. So they're gonna be pushing hard for the dubs. He's durable, which makes sense for his young age. Mixes up the strikes well. Nikolas Motta, 2-1 in his last 5. Heavy-handed, quick, and a lot of his fights that he lost, he was able to almost finish in the beginning. So he's still got that power. He's got a black belt in BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for those of you guys that don't know. And yeah, like I said, he hits hard. So this could go either way. This I know a lot of people are riding on Hayisaer Maheshate to win, but he could, you know, he might expose himself here. Motta gets chinned. Maheshate invites the firefights with Motta's heavy hands, possible under 1.5. I'm going to go with the underdog with Motta on this one. You guys might be like, oh, I wonder why. I'll tell you later. Next up, we've got Long Xiao and Kang Lee. Long Xiao is 26-9. He's 4-1 in his last 5, 26 years old. At the current time, it is November 21st, and he's a -138 favorite. He's a durable grappler, experienced, but not the greatest striker, but relies on the wrestling as a crutch to strike. Quang Lee, 8-1. 4-1 in his last 5, 33 years old. He's a Muay Thai background, lost his last fight because he was a backup fighter to, I believe, his name is Chris Gutierrez. Sorry if I butchered that one. But it was a really, really last minute fight, and he just got pieced up. But the whole time he was pushing forward. But like I'm saying, like he was getting pieced up. So with the full camp, I don't know what he's going to be doing. If he is pushing with a full camp and a little bit more, IQ behind that, things could be different. But he looked horrible in his last one. I think Xiao will mix it up with the takedowns to cancel out Lee's striking and forward aggressiveness. Long's last 4 ended in decision. I got Long by decision in this one. Next up on the list. This one's a highly anticipated fight for myself and for, I guess, a lot of people here too. We've got a moderate favorite of -395 in Lonier Kavanagh, and we've got Mr. Jose Ochoa. I believe the picture shown there is actually not him. It's a different picture. I could be wrong. But I've also seen some other ones, and he looks different. But anyways, Lonier, he's from England. He's 25 years old. These guys are flyweights, so you know they're fast as fuck, and you don't really see a lot of knockouts in this division, but between both of these guys, you know it's going to be fireworks. They both got fucking fire in their hands, and it's about to go down. For a 25-year-old, he's very well composed. Kavanagh's got lightning fast hands. Like I said, it's going to be sick to see how he grows in the UFC. with him being, you know, he's 25, so lots of time for experience. And if he's well composed like he is in the ring, it'll be interesting to see how he is down the line. His opponent, Jose Ochoa, 7-0, says he's 23, but he definitely looks different. Like I said on the pictures, he's definitely I've seen another one and he's like jacked, and he's got like a full like chest tatty, and he's like shaved head. So I think we could have an identity thief here. I don't know. But anyways, it says that he's 23. Definitely doesn't look like he's 23. He's from Brazil, so you know, if he's got the Aldo, you know, mentality, he might be not the age that he's saying. He has 2 inches of height and reach, but I don't really think that's gonna matter. Jose's a dog, but I got Lonier winning the fight inside the distance. Next up, we got Carlos Hernandez, and we've got Tumendemberel. Not gonna lie, I don't have too much research on these guys. This fight specifically. From what I know, Tumendemberel is a submission specialist, while Hernandez is a well-rounded fighter with good striking. In my last video going over this earlier tonight, I simply just went with this guy because his name is Art of Knockout. He is an underdog of +165, and yeah, he's 26 years old, 8-0. I feel like he's gonna try and do something here to shock the fans. Against here the moderate favorite -200 in Carlos Hernandez, 31 years old. But yeah, there's a major reach advantage. This is what I pointed out earlier. Tumendemberel, if he's 8-0, if he knows how to use that reach, that's a good 4-inch reach. And if it's just a striking battle, who knows? Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But that's my prediction for that one. So there's going to be a tournament championship going on. I don't necessarily know the name of it, but there's going to be some fighters, Chinese fighters, that are going to be also collaborating into the card as well. So it's like a journey to UFC kind of situation. So this is, as you see in the top here, you can see the bracket. There's going to be some fights, and this is one of them. Xiaocan Feng versus Ming. Kong Lee is, wait, no. Where's my notes? Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's a clash of Chinese prospects. Ming is a striker, while Xiaocan, oh man, I'm butchering these names, my apologies, is more of a grappler. And a grappler at 5'7", 5-inch height advantage with a 6-inch reach advantage as well. 10-2 versus the more experienced 16-5 Ming. I think Xiaocan, even though she's a -300 favorite, she's definitely gonna get this one done just by the specs. I haven't seen any tape, but I'm just gonna have to go with the moderate favorite on this one. I'm gonna go with the odds because somebody's gotta done their research more than I have. So, and she's only 22 years old versus the 30-year-old, and if she's 10-2, I mean, like that's very good for 22 years old. Wow. But yeah, that is the 116-pound division there. Not showing. We've got another tournament championship. This one I'm actually interested in, and I'm gonna have to actually go with the dog. This is gonna be another dog pick for me. We got Kiru Sahota, 12-2. He's a flyweight he fights in the UK, Ireland, and he's going against the Japanese Dong Hong Choi. They're both ranked 6 apparently, and we're gonna see who comes up on top. The betting odds is +130 for Kiru versus -150 on Dong Hong Choi. 29-year-old Kiru versus the 25 Dong. This is crazy. The height advantage, 5-inch height advantage, 5'10 versus 5'5 with Kiru, and Kiru's got a 73-inch reach versus the 66-inch reach on Dong Hong Choi. I know Dong Hong Choi is a power. He's more, obviously being the shorter guy, he's going to be more powerful, but I know that Kiru he fights well off of the cage, circles out and does well. 29 years old. That's a good, I mean, that's around prime age, right? I think he's going to come up with the upset. He's a slight underdog, plus 130. My notes here say, yeah, it's another road to UFC final. Sahota is a well-rounded fighter with a wrestling background, while Choi is a striker with knockout power. So if the bigger, longer striker knows how to really wrestle and, you know, manhandle this smaller dude, like, it could be night, you know what I mean? But I got Kiru on that one. So we got Su Young Yu, Mr. Go for 1,000 takedowns versus Balgyn Jenisuly. Su Young Yu isn't the greatest striker at all, but he will go for a shit ton of takedowns just to, you know, mix in that shitty striking. Versus the Belgian Jenisuly, 19-5 from China. So this is Su Young Yu is Japanese versus the Chinese Belgian Jenisuly. So Jenisuly is actually a underdog in his hometown, so he's got a lot to prove. He's gonna be pissed off, you know what I'm saying? You fight in your hometown and all your people are like, nah dude, this other guy, he's got it, dude. So where's your homies at, you know what I'm saying? So if the homies at home don't even trust him, you might have to go with Su Young Yu, you know what I mean? Yu Jitsu is his nickname, so we'll have to go with that. It's also another road to UFC finalist as well. But yeah, we'll see how it ends up. Anyways, things get more interesting here. We got Ozzy Diaz versus Mingyang Zhang. We have an American 9-2 Ozzy Diaz versus the Chinese Mingyang Zhang. Ozzy Diaz is a moderate underdog at plus 240 versus the minus 305 in Zhang as a favorite. Age is going to be a big factor here. I mentioned this prior in my other video that nobody could hear because I was muted for 45 minutes, and I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Letting it go. It's gone. Yeah, he's 30. Ozzy Diaz is 34 years old. I mean, like, that's no slouch still. 34 is still, like, there's lots of, you know, good 34-year-old fighters, but that's when things start to, you know, you need a little bit more oil on the wheels and things start squeaking a little bit more. Versus the 26-year-old Mingyang Zhang, the favorite, major favorite. This is at 204 pounds, by the way, so shit's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? Both got similar reach, similar heights. Mingyang is well-rounded with good striking and grappling, 16-6-0. Diaz is a durable fighter with boxing heavy style, 7-1. It's going to be a striker versus striker situation. The prediction is Mingyang by decision. The path to victory is Mingyang mix up his striking with takedowns to keep Diaz off balance. Diaz uses boxing and toughness to outlast Mingyang. Yeah, the favorite's going to be Mingyang. That's in the books. It's in the books. Last fight, Mingyang lost to Thiago Moises by submission, and Diaz lost to Terrence McKinney by submission. So let's see how it goes. Pick your poison. Also, just letting you guys know, if you are betting, I am just a hobbyist. I'm just picking. I just pick fights that I research on, do the specs on, go by stats, and see how that goes. But we're gonna have to go with this. And respectfully, if you guys go with my bets, don't be pissed off at me if you guys lose. But we've been doing all right. Volkan Oezdemir versus Carlos Ulberg. Ulberg being the specialist with kickboxing. He's 8-1, but he's 10-1 total. Versus the Oezdemir, heavy-handed striker with knockout power. If you guys haven't seen his knockouts, he's got power. He's got heavy hands. 18-7, 20-7 here in the UFC. It's gonna be a striker versus striker situation. I think the path to victory for Oezdemir is to land his big power shots early. I think these guys are big guys too, light heavyweight. Shit's gonna go down. You guys might call me crazy. Volkan's a plus 210 underdog, and I think that's pretty crazy. Like, the people that he's been KO'd by were like creme de the creme, like fighters. I'm not saying that Carlos Ulberg isn't that guy, but he hasn't really proven himself in the UFC, at least as being that guy. You know what I mean? In his in kickboxing, yes, he's him, but I don't think he's him yet. Not saying that he won't be. I just don't think he is yet. And he's going against a big challenge here. If he gets it done with Oezdemir, props to him. I mean, it can happen. He is a big favorite at -260, but I think Volkan's going to get it done. I think he's got the power. He's got 2 wins right now back to back. He's going to make it a third. He's going to make it a third at light heavyweight. And last fight, Oezdemir lost to Oezdemir lost his last fight. I thought he won his last fight. Anyways, we'll have to run it back. But it says his last fight, Oezdemir lost to Nikita Krylov by a unanimous decision, and that might actually be true. So I don't know where I'm getting this information. So anyways, the last one that Ulberg defeated was Ihor Potieria by TKO, which was a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with I still think heavy hands Volkan's gonna get it done. I mean, Nikita Krylov took him to decision, so I don't think Volkan's gonna get knocked out by Carlos. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. We'll see. Then we have another highly anticipated fight: Quang versus Gabriela Hernandez. We have Quang, Chinese fighter, 6-0 versus Gabriela 9-3. This is a flyweight bout, and I think also Quang is the biggest favorite on the card at -650. Her nickname is the Joker, just because you look at the walk-ins and like the weigh-ins and the face-offs and whatever, and she's got the face paint looking like the Joker and everything like that, playing the shtick and everything. The age here, 32 to 31, so they're very similar in ages. This is and same with height and reach, very, very similar. It's just there's a very difference in striking. Quang she's got pistons for hands. She's gone against Valentina Shevchenko before. She's gone the distance with her. Some people say it was a robbery, but I haven't watched the full fight. I gotta watch it for myself. But it would be a really cool story. It'd be like another Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira situation where one of the other fighter is established at the top in the UFC. The other one is in a different organization, and they're doing very well in their division as well. They move over to the UFC. They slowly make their way up. They make the grind like Alex Pereira did, and then they start fighting at the top with Izzy. Quang has that potential to do that with Valentina Shevchenko, but I think by the time she does that, is she going to be retired by then? How many more fights? How many more years do we got with Valentina? But regardless, expect a run with Quang. She's only going to get better. She's going to work on her, her more of her ground game. She has lost before on the regional side, or not on the regional. Yeah, I guess on the regional side, if it's not on the professional side, to Carolina. I'm going to butcher her last name. It was Carolina Kowalkiewicz by split decision. So she hasn't, been knocked out recently. And I think she's going to bring on some highlights. Expect a run. I'd put her in a safe parlay. I have her to win. I'm not even going to tell you much about Gabriela because I'm so fucking hyped on Cong. But I mean, honestly, path to victory though for Hernandez, maybe, mix up her striking with takedowns attempts, keep Cong guessing, clinching against the fence, just try and, slow her down, kicks, all that stuff. But we'll see how it goes. Kong's a different animal, I'm telling ya. Keep your eye out. Next up, we got Kenan Song versus Muslim Salikov. Song is 22-8, Chinese fighter. Sorry, I don't know this flag. Oh yeah, it's Russia for sure. Muslim Salikov 20-5. This is welterweight division. We have the assassin for the nickname, or King Kung Fu. I don't know which one you think is better. Let me know in the comments. But I think Keenan, he's a powerful striker with knockout power, primarily utilizing Sanda. I don't know what that is. But he's 18-7. Salikov, King Kung Fu, known for his unorthodox striking. You guys got to look it up. And spinning attacks. 19-3. It's going to be a striker versus striker situation, but I think the prediction for me is Salikov by KO or TKO. The path to victory for Keenan is to put pressure on Salikov and land big power shots. For Salikov, utilize his speed, his accuracy, his unpredictable striking to catch Keenan, and it's hard to train for people that are unpredictable, that strike like that. You know what I mean? It's hard to replicate that, so I'm gonna have to go with Salikov with that. He's a -165 favorite. There are going to be some dogs that I pick as well, so don't call me out for that. Keenan lost to Max Griffin by KO, while Salikov defeated Andre Fijalho by TKO. Yeah. Just to let you guys know a little bit about it. Next up, co-main, Xiaocan versus Tabitha Ricci. This is going to be one of these fights where it is a purist of their respective sports. We have a pure striker that's, learning their grappling and it's improving, versus the, well-versed grappler that has some hands too. You know what I mean? TKO'd Tabitha Ricci, TKO'd drawing blank. She just fought recently. Jillian Robertson by TKO. So, but Xiaocan, she lost to Jessica Andrade by KO. But props to her. Like, still, that's kind of off the list, anyways, because Andrade could probably knock out some guys as well. Like I said, Richie's a high level grappler with strong judo and jiu-jitsu skills. It's going to be a striker versus grappler. I don't know about betting on this. I'll tell you guys why after. It's just like, it could really go either way, depending on who pushes the pace, and who comes up on top. But I'm going to have to go with Xiaocan. I think she's going to learn from her loss, and she's going to improve. And she got a lot to prove being in China. And Richie's the Brazilian. She's going to be coming up on home turf. It's going to be an interesting fight. But age gap here, just letting you guys know. Xiaocan, 35 years old. Tabitha Ricci, 29. I think, at this weight division at 115, we'll see how it goes. But I think if Xiaocan, she just needs to make sure I really hope she improves and is going to end up being taken down to the ground. It just depends on how she's going to be able to get back up, or if she's going to at all, or if the baby shark's just going to take her out. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not going with an underdog pick here. Even though it would be a good pick, like either or, I wouldn't bet on this. Petr Yan, main card versus Deiveson Figueiredo. This is a fight I'm actually really pumped about. A lot of questions, more on Petr Yan's side than Figueiredo's. This is kind of like brain and heart pick, because my brain is telling me Petr Yan, my heart is telling me Deiveson Figueiredo. We haven't seen him too much fighting in this division, but when he has been, he's been doing really good. I think the weight cuts aren't as bad. When he was fighting Brandon Moreno, having those 4 fights in that weight class, and the drains definitely takes it out of him. But now I think he's just got a strong pace. Like, he pushes forward the whole time. Like, Deiveson Figueiredo is just an animal. I always enjoy watching his fights, so that's definitely a fight to look out for. But yeah, Petr Yan, former bantamweight champion, known for his technical boxing. Some would say the best in the division or other divisions as well. Excellent footwork and relentless pressure. 17-5. Figueiredo is a two-time flyweight champion, moving up to bantamweight. Powerful striker with dangerous grappling and submissions. 24-3-1. The style is striker versus striker grappler. The question is, can Jan hold off from the relentless pressure? Like, he tends to have a slow beginning. So can Deiveson, and Deiveson's just relentless right from the bell. So if he capitalizes on this first round, if it does go to the cards, he might have a chance here. But he can mix things up. But Petr Yan, he's no slouch either. He's been there, he's done that, he's been the champ. So the question is time, age, some other questions as well. But I'll tell you why I'm worried about Petr Yan. I'd watch out betting on Petr Yan because recently, I would say between 8 to 9 months ago, he tore his ACL and meniscus during a fight with Song Yadong at UFC 299. Might still be recovering from that less than a year in. Either fighter has potential to win regardless. So this is going to be a coin flip, to be honest. I just don't know. I wouldn't personally bet on this, but I just don't know how he's recovered from this. We'll see how he does. And if he's, pushing forward and doing all right with that kind of tear, like, props to him and the recovery team that he's got. Also, watch out for the Richie and Jan bets, the stereotypical grappler versus striker. It depends just who's going to push the pace and who's going to come out on top. It could really go either or on this one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Fights to look out for that I'm pumped about. We're starting things off with the prelims with Maheshate Hayisaer. He's got a lot to prove being a Chinese fighter in China. He's young. He's 24 years old. Like I said, a lot to prove. Going against the Nikolas, Motta, no slouch, by the way. He is a dog. He's going to push forward. Maheshate's going to invite the firefight. The question is, who's got the stronger chin and who is, I think is going to go inside the distance, 1.5 for sure, under 1.5. This is like probably my second favorite of the night. Lonier Kavanagh versus Jose Ochoa. I think Lonier has a lot going for him. Moving on with the UFC, he's going to learn a lot. He's going to keep growing, and he's fast as fuck. Like I'm telling you guys, he moves on fast forward. If you guys have ever seen that Adam Sandler movie Click, he just lives on fast forward in the ring. So check that out. Check the hands out. Watch in slow-mo. You'll probably see it in regular speed and appreciate the actual strikes that he does. Next up, we got Volkan Oezdemir. This one's I'm a little bit more worried about the Volkan Oezdemir fight more than my other more locked picks, but he is up there, and I think he's gonna get it done. It's definitely gonna be we're gonna be talking about it. There's gonna be a highlight, and I'll be posting it on Twitter for sure. Quang, Gabriela Hernandez. This one's gonna be another banger. Like I said, Quang, she's going to be going on a title run eventually. Not soon, like right now, but she will be. So expect that. Watch the next highlight we'll be seeing here in the next couple days. Then we have Petr Yan and Deiveson Figueiredo. The question is, I'm going with a wild prediction here, but like imagine just Petr Yan, like the fight ends just in a horrible fashion just because of his leg injury. Like say like Deiveson just like kicks him in just a weird spot on the leg and he just like collapses, and then it's just going to be a weird TKO and it's going to be super lackluster, and it's all going to be because of that torn ACL and meniscus just from 8 months ago. So just watch out for that. See how he's recovered with that leg. I don't know which leg it was. I gotta double check, but keep an eye out on that leg when he's fighting. And we'll see how it goes. Petr Yan's got like some of the best hands out there. So how's Deiveson Figueiredo going to handle that? And with Deiveson Figueiredo in a healthier weight division, like there's a lot of questions with this one. That's why I really like this matchup. It's going to be great. And to end things off, like I said, the locks of the night. All these fighters are not going to go to the distance. Volkan has crazy KO strength. I think like I said, he's the one that I'm a little bit worried about. Just a little bit. But compared to the other three, I'm a little bit more. But he's only been KO'd by the elites. And I know he's going against a really good kickboxer. Really good one. But Volkan's been up there and he's fought some of the best. So let's hope age isn't a factor and he's able to perform and put out that KO power on Ulberg's chin. And like I said, Ulberg's been KO'd by weaker opposition, so we'll see how it goes. Hong Wang, always looking for the finish, always. He's going to be going on that title run. Mark my words, I'm saying it now. And Lonier will try to make waves coming into the UFC. He's a young buck, and he's going to be a prospect to look out for. Definitely check out these fighters, have them in your safe parlays, and yeah, I appreciate everybody coming through. You guys are a bunch of legends. If you guys made it to the end of the video, yeah, make sure to hit that like, the subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you guys want to catch up with the community or anything like that, we got the Discord, we got Twitter that I basically live on all the time. So if you guys want to ask me questions or run some predictions by me or anything like that, always down to chit chat. I'm gonna post a couple videos up in the corners here on the sides if you want to check them out. I'm about to dip out. I got work in the morning, so I gotta get some beauty sleep. Peace.